I'm Julia, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another book review. So today in this video, we're taking a look at D.H.Lawrence's Sons and Lover. But before that, I'm mentioning D.H.Lawrence's early life and some of his work. So now, let's jump straight in. So D.H.Lawrence was born on the 11th of September 1885 and passed away on the 2nd of March 1930. He's an English author and a poet, and his opinion earned him many enemies, which made him having to endure official persecution, censorship, and misrepresentation of his creative work. He was born David Herbert Lawrence in a family of non-literate miners. He was born and lived most of his formative years in the mining town of Eastwark, where he lived a lower class life, and the tension between his parents may have been the building blocks and the raw material for his later work in life. Then from 1891 to 1898, he entered the Breville boarding school and became the first local pupils to earn a scholarship to Nottinghamshire. He left in 1901, working in a Hayward factory, but ended abruptly after catching pneumonia. So now let's talk about D.H.Lawrence's Sons and Lover. But a little bit disclaimer, I will spoil all of the plots. I'll left some of the unnecessary detail out, but for the most part, I'm mentioning some of the main events in a book. So now let's jump into a summary. So in a book, it begins with a story of a young lady from a good family, Gertrude, who meets a young man called Walter Morel at the Christmas party dance. They have a good time and gradually fall into a romantic relationship and fall in love. But after their marriage, though, Gertrude quickly finds herself in a very poor situation, in a rented home and a rock-bottom low wages from her husband. The two quickly have heated arguments and shifted apart. And Gertrude at that time was also shifting her feelings to her oldest boy, William Morel. But as William grew older and older, he started to grow up and start to live his own life. He went to Nottinghamshire and he met young women there. He had a job. He was then engaged to a young girl. However, when he visited Mrs. Morel for the Christmas holiday, he expressed his feeling of discomfort for his wife and realized her ignorance and her superficial. However, he passed away, leaving Mrs. Morel heartbroken. However, she finally discovered her true feelings for her young boy, Paul Morel, where he caught a fever called pneumonia. So, in the second part of the book, it tells you the story that move around Paul Morel's life. When he was younger, he was always attached to his mother, always gentle, always very gentle and light, and he is always attentive to his mother's side, going to the market and help her baking bread and stuff. However, as he grew older, he started to get more intellectual things from the world. He came out to life and live his life. He worked at a factory and then gradually go and do other jobs. And that's where he meets Miriam. Miriam is the farmer's daughter who attends the church where he's working. The two have long walk together, have intellectual chats. However, Mrs. Morel despises Miriam. She doesn't want her boy to hang around with Miriam anymore. But Paul's continue. After persuading Miriam into a sexual relationship, the two just broke off because Paul felt that he is unsatisfied with their relationship. He fell in love with another girl called Clara, who is 30 years old, and she was originally separated from her husband, Pastor Dawes. The two have a very intensive, passionate relationship. However, after realizing her superficial and her short term, Paul broke up with her and raising himself all alone in the world after his mother passed away. So now, let's talk about the cast of the book. The book has plenty of characters who are non-protagonists, and they play no role in the book. It just play us like an addition detail of the book, like this woman have this and that and that. But it's not that important. So we have Mrs. Morel, or Gertrude Morel. Gertrude Morel, in my opinion, is a very fine young lady, put into a miserable situation in a very sad marriage. Her husband is an alcoholic, her son passed away, and she's left with a broken heart. And that's why she's always captive of her son's feelings. She's always wants them to love her, and she gives her love back to them. She is like the key keeper of their hearts. She has the key for that, and she don't want to give it away. Mrs. Morel is a typical kind of mother who is addicted to the child. What about Mr. Morel, her husband, who is a very bad person apparently? He's kind of selfish, he's addicted to wine, he go to the pub every night instead of giving his sons a penny for an apple, and he actually harassed Mrs. Morel unintentionally, but he still made her nose bleed really badly. William Morel is a different case. He's a womanizer. He has charm, has wits, and intellectual knowledge. However, he ends up with a very superficial and ignorance of a wife, or a fiancée if you consider that. And she left him only after he has passed away, without never ever visit his family a second time. And lastly, Paul Morel. Paul Morel in this case is different. He is this very gentle person. However, as he grows older and older, he is always torn between the feelings that he wants to break free, he wants to live his life, but he needs to attach to his mother because she's the only living thing that he considers so dear to his heart. He has all of this relationship with multiple girls. However, none of them can unlock his true feelings and heart. And now, let's talk about the critics and the receiving and the public of the book. So, although the book received some very questionable critics, like very negative one, the book is listed into the 100 top best novels of English language of the 20th century. It was regarded not to be an autobiography written by the author, or an adolescent coming-of-age story of the 90s and 80s, but a story considered to be comprised of emotion, of fear, of feelings, of shame, and hyperactive sexual relationship. And the book contains many different things comprised with the relationship that our main protagonists happen to. The book is also considered to be D.H.Lawrence's finest achievement. So now let's talk about the relationship in between of the drafting of this novel. So during his first drafting, though, D.H.Lawrence finished it very quickly, and at that time too, he had many sad things happen in his life. He broke up with a girl called Jessie Chamber, and then broke up an entire engagement with another girlfriend, lost his mother to cancer, and many sad things happened in his life. So now let's talk about many recommendation of mine. I personally recommend you guys Rainbow, the book, and you should probably read it by D.H.Lawrence. Of course, I will be linked in PFD in the description below. Check that out. But next video is coming. I'll see you guys later. Be sure to read the book and share your opinion of the characters to me. I would love to listen to that. Subscribe and like if you want to, or if you don't, then comments the reason why, and comments how can I try to enhance my ability of reviewing books. I'll see you guys later. Bye.